Hi, I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes just walking you quickly through our latest updates for Real Scout, which includes the project search page. So what you'll see here when you log into your system next is when you go to click on projects, you'll notice that the search projects page has been modified. And initially it looks a little surprising. It's kind of different. But you'll quickly find that it offers a great deal of flexibility and also allows you to do all kinds of searches that'll be very useful for you. Now what we've done on this page is we've defaulted the value always to be field name, project name, and the operator to be contains. So if I'm simply going in here and looking for a particular project, I can just freeform click enter in the value and then click search. That's very much probably the most common search functionality that people do. Now this is the new revised search page, but I'm going to just make a reference to the old one, which is here. The old one was a page that offered a small number of fields, and you could on that page select the fields you wanted to search. So if I wanted to see all projects that were shot elsewhere, all the projects that were in the inquiry stage, all projects that were in our feature studios, I can do that and then click the search and either export it out into Excel or just look at the results. However, we're hoping that you'll see that the new search page is a great deal more functional. You not only can do your quick standard search like I showed you a minute ago with just looking for a particular project, but now you have the flexibility of searching for, let me see, all the projects whose type were studios that were, let's see, if I were to look at dates, that were last modified or whose production date is, and you'll notice the operator column changes accordingly, whose production date is greater than or equal to a certain date range. So I can say give them to me within between this year and last year. So I'm going to do that. Then I come over here, and I can do over here the same thing I can do in any drop down field where I can begin to type the first initial letters and it will take me to that value. And then I put in the date again. I can change that. So that's looking for a date range greater than last April and less than this April. So you can do a date range search. You can also do a search where, for example, if you wanted to do, let me see what would be a good one, where estimated expenditures, again, a range can be done, was greater than $100,000, and then the estimated expenditure is less than $1,000,000. So I can sort of find a range of whether it's dollar values, whether it's date values, whether it's a field that has particular values assigned within that field. I can also do free form, as you saw here. And I wanted to also point out that if, for example, I wanted to do services provided, I think a lot of people use that field, and then I can say, okay, where we facilitated a meeting. So you can choose to search by just one field, as you saw me doing earlier with just project name contains once, or you can do a search with up to 10 filter criteria. So once I complete the search functionality, I click search and the results will return. The other new functionality that we've recently released is the export functionality. You know that once you've done a search, let me give you an example here. Once you've done a search, the results come back and you can, within that search, do an export down here. Now whether I export down here, which is the results set put out to Excel, or whether I access the function of exporting at the upper right through the navigation, I have this new functionality that is essentially the ability for you to pick and choose the fields you want exported. That was feedback that we've gotten where choosing the fields that you want exported would make the Excel spreadsheet much more valuable. So that's what we've allowed you to do here. You can select a particular field or hold down the control key or the shift key to move those fields over. You're familiar with that function. That's the single arrow. The double arrow allows you to move all the fields over at once, or the double or single arrow moving in the left direction removes all the fields or removes a single field at a time. So you see that. We've also organized the fields because there are quite a few number of fields on the project page in your familiar collapsible section headings. So if I'm back over here on the project content, you'll notice we've kept to the same sort of collapsible section headers: project information, production company, dates and details, crew expenditures, incentives, etc. So when I'm exporting out, I am using the same collapsible section headers to make it easier for you to find the fields you're looking for. The field labels will also match exactly to the field labels on the project field, the field values that you see on the search page and the export page. Once you conduct the search and it is just the way you like it, you can actually click the export button at the bottom here. That export button will then launch the Excel spreadsheet, which will display all the fields that you selected and the data associated with it. You can at that point save the file and put it anywhere you like, or you can also print it immediately, however you like to do it, and mail it or do your mail merges or whatever you use the content for. So hopefully you'll find these two new functions, both the project export functionality and the project search page, very useful. And if you ever need a quick reference or view some example searches, please click this collapsible expandable section here, which will give you some examples. If you have any questions on this, or if you'd like to customize the listing of fields, in other words, for each office, we can make it so that the listing of fields that are displayed are a subset or are the full set. We are defaulting them to the full set of fields, but if you know that your office prefers to only search by a handful of fields, maybe even back to the original set that was available, just for usefulness sake, we can certainly put it back to the original set so that you're not always having to select from a larger set. But I think the majority of offices like the flexibility of being able to search on any field available on their project page. Having said all that, if you have any questions or need further assistance, please don't hesitate to call us at 888-355-REAL, that's 7335, or email our support team at support@real-scout.com. Thanks very much.